Hey YouTube, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld and today we're back with another weapon review. Today we're talking about the AK5C, which is probably my favourite carbine and arguably one of the best carbines in the game. Now I think the most important requirement to be a contender for the best carbine in the game would be the ability to hold its own in any situation. Like the DMR weapon category, the carbines are not class specific, which means no matter what your playstyle is, you should be able to pick up these guns and do well in almost any situation. I think the AK5C definitely does this better than all of the other carbines in this category, not because it does one thing better than all of the other carbines, but because it does everything at a satisfactory level. I think the most important stat about the AK5C that makes me like it is the fact that it has an even horizontal recoil. The gun has a 0.2 pull to the left and a 0.2 pull to the right, which is relatively small to begin with. What this means is you probably won't need to compensate for this, which is going to keep more of your shots on target, especially at long range. The gun does have a slightly higher upwards recoil than most of the other carbines, but it does also fire at 700 rounds per minute, so unlike the A91, which fires a lot faster and has a similar upwards recoil, you're not going to be countering that recoil as much. The AK5C also has the lowest first shot recoil multiplier at 1.65, and combined with the relatively low ADS spread and one of the lowest spread increase per shot stats, this allows the AK5C to easily take down targets at long range with burst fire. It's very important to land your shots when you're firing at long range with a carbine, because unlike other weapons, they don't have a high minimum damage. Now below 8 meters, the AK5C is dealing 25 points of damage, but out at 50 meters, it's only dealing 15.4 points of damage per shot, which means that roughly it's going to take you about 7 shots to kill someone at long range. Compared to some of the faster firing guns in the game, it's got a fairly average rate of fire, but the fact that you're going to be able to keep more of your bullets on target should compensate for this to some degree. Now here's where this gun gets ridiculous. Now obviously we've sort of established that this gun really isn't suited for extreme close quarters combat, purely because it doesn't have a rate of fire like PDWs or some of the faster firing assault rifles or carbines. But the other amazing stat about this gun is that it reloads very quickly, which is great for close quarters engagements. It's got a tactical reload stat of 1.85 seconds, which is only 0.02 of a second slower than the ACWR, which is the fastest reloading carbine in the game. When you fired your whole magazine, the AK5C takes 2.35 seconds to reload, which is actually 0.02 of a second faster than the ACWR. Now, if you're not a good player, then reloading speed is probably not going to matter too much to you, but if you've played a lot of Battlefield and you're running through magazines very quickly, then you'll know what I mean when I say that being able to reload your weapon fast is a key factor in staying alive and stringing together very long kill streaks. On the other end of the spectrum, what makes a rifle great for medium and long range combat is a very fast bullet speed, and the AK5C is much faster than all the other carbines at 630 meters per second. This is going to allow you to land a lot more shots, as you're not going to have to lead the target anywhere near as much. All of the gun's other stats are fairly sort of standard across the board. It's got a 30 round magazine and its ADS and hipfire spread is exactly the same as pretty much all of the other carbines. Now, just to quickly recap what we've covered so far. What we have is a gun that has a very fast bullet speed, a very fast reload, very easily managed recoil, a rate of fire that's not too fast or too slow, and reasonable accuracy when firing at full auto. What this translates into is a gun that's not going to win every single gunfight, but it's going to win a lot of gunfights at all different ranges. You're not exactly going to have an advantage over a lot of weapons, but you're not going to be held back either. And the fact that you can take this with any class and use it in nearly every single engagement means that you're probably going to have a lot more time on the trigger and you'll be dropping guys left, right and centre. Now my recommended detachments for this weapon would be the ergo or the vertical grip, purely because you want to stay mobile with this weapon. Either the laser sight or the 2x magnifier, depending on what map you're playing on, and either the suppressor or the heavy barrel. Don't bother with anything that's going to compensate for the recoil, because you're not going to have much recoil to compensate for to begin with. And all these attachments are going to do is just nerf other stats. In terms of a sight choice, choose one of the red dot sights. There really is no need for anything higher than this, and most of the high power scopes are just going to jump around when you're trying to shoot at long range anyway. The weapon doesn't deal enough damage to really take down targets consistently at very long range, so if your target is too far away to hit with a one-time scope, it's probably worth leaving him alone. I'd recommend using this gun anywhere from short to medium range, but just bear in mind that if you do get into a point-blank engagement, try to aim for the chest, and at long range remember to burst fire. If you follow these tips, I'm sure that you're going to succeed with the AK5C. It's a beast of a gun and it's very easy to get some very high kill streaks with this weapon. And the beauty is, because this is the first of the carbine unlocks, if you haven't already unlocked the carbines, it's not going to take you very long to start using this gun. And once you've unlocked it, you can use it with any class. Anyway guys, thanks heaps for watching. If you like what you see, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll be back soon with more BF4 gameplay, tips, tricks and weapon reviews, as well as reviews of other games that I've been playing. As always, if you'd like to see anything on this channel, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to do weapons on request if I have time, or if you've got a game that you'd like me to take a look at, please let me know. So until next time guys, have a good one.